Yan, sige.
Naririnig po ba?
Hindi eh. Negative. Share screen ba nilagawa mo? O tab? Tab yata yun para ko pag mag-ano ka. Yung tab yung piliin mo. Interscreen yata yung inano mo kaya. Huwag pa, wala pa ba? Kapag ganyan, i-present nyo na lang yung PowerPoint. Para maano natin, nandito pa yung PowerPoint niya.
Yan sir, rinig na sir.
Wala, negative. Bandang part na dulo na rin naman kayo, di ba?
Yes sir, magit na sir.
Anong title ng part na yun? Number 14? Page 14 ba yun? O doon kayo sa may classification of crimes?
Yan na po, primary categories of criminal offenses.
Primary categories ng criminal offense?
Yes po, sir.
Saan dito? Anong page yun sa PowerPoint nyo?
Third reporter sir. Yan sir. Hanapin ko sir.
Saan dito? Ito ba?
Hindi, sir.
Ito ba sa Lodaga report mo?
Page 10, sir, or 11. Ay, page 10, sir.
Okay. Sige.
Yan po, sir. Diyan na po ako sa sir, primary categories of criminal offenses.
Sige, i-report mo na lang on the spot.
Ay,
Wala
okay,
tayong
sir.
magagawa.
Yes po, sir. There are 5 categories of criminal offenses. These are personal crimes or crimes against person. Example is rape, murder, homicide, and assault. Number 2, property crimes or crimes against property. Example of these are um, burglary, theft, and arson. Number 3, inchoate crimes um, or incomplete crimes. Example is attempted murder, attempted robbery. Number 4, statutory crimes. These are crimes against property or crimes against person. Example is selling alcohol to minor. Number 5, financial and other crimes. So, these crimes is criminal conduct relating to money. Example, fraud, money laundering, bribery, and corruption. Yan na po, sir.
Classification of crimes, kanina to.
Gusto magtuloy, sir.
Sige. Try mo na yan. Wala ba dyan sa Madilla?
Sir. Sir, dito, sir.
Sige, sige.
Yes, sir. Classification of crimes. In Title 1, crimes against national security and law of the nation. Kapag po sinabi natin crimes against national security, ito po yung, it is the crime committed other country but prosecute here in Philippines. So kapag po nangyari yung crimes, for example, sa ibang bansa, kapag crimes against national security siya, na-prosecute po yung kung sino yung nagkumitang crime only sa Pilipinas lang. But pag sinabing crimes against law of the nation, the act commit crimes anywhere and the prosecute the person anywhere. So kapag sinabi naman pong crimes against law of the nation, mapoprosecute po siya kahit saan. Kung commit po yung crime dito sa ibang bansa, pwede din pong ma-prosecute yung nagawa ng crime sa ibang bansa. So sa Title 2 naman,
May prerequisite yun sa Madilla. Ano, pwede yung ma-prosecute ng ano, tama nga naman, pwede naman. Pero dapat ano yun? Ano yung kailangan mong karoon ng ano? Ng PAD na tinatawag. Anong tawag dun? Bago mo makuha yung gumawa ng crime dun sa ibang bansa. Diba? Yung tumakas dito. Ano ba ibig mong sabihin?
sir.
Anong tawag dun? Any from the group.
Kalimutan.
May tawag dun. If the person flee in our country, na meron siyang kaso dito, tapos nagtago sa isang bansa, kung meron tayong tinatawag na ano, para mabalik siya dito. Ano yun? Group 1. Search it. Screen 6, no? Yun, okay.
Ano nga?
Sige, proceed mo kung di mo alam. Eh, ano ko na lang yan. Inenote ko yan.
Wala sir, no. Kalimutan ko sir. Sa title 2 naman, Crimes Against Fundamental Law of the State. Sa Crimes Against Law of the Fundamental State naman, the offender are only those police officer who official duty carry within the authority to make an arrest or detain the person. So, in detain the person without legal grounds. So, sa title 2 naman, ito yung reliable lamang po yung mga um, police officer, yung mga police officer lang. But pwede rin po maging liable yung mga public individual. Kapag yung yung officer ay mali yung backup siya. For example, yung nag-commit yung crime, yung public individual nag-commit ng crime, pero inutusan ito ng isang police officer. So, liable din po siya against crimes against fundamental law of the state. So, sa crimes against public order, dito, involved po dito yung political crimes. So, political crimes refers to the crimes of rebellion, kapditat, sedition, under deliberated lesser offense, and conspiracy, proposal, and inciting. So sa crimes political coloration naman, ordinary crimes committed in the furtherance of an accusation of a political power. So dito, a violation that interfere with the normal operation of a society. These crimes go against publicacy, shared values, norms, and customs. So sa public order naman, ito po yung mga paglabag sa mga for example po dito, yung mga drug crimes, prostitution, public drunkenness, disorderly conduct, at saka other alcohol related to the crimes. So sa Title 4 naman, crimes against public interest. Ito po, this is the crime involved of decent mispresentation or falsely against the public at large. So if the mispresentation or deceit or falsity was purposely availed against a particular of a person, the same with constitute estafa. So ito po yung act that imitating or manufacturing money, currency without authority. For example po dito, yung mga yung titulations of coins, falsification of documents, and other falsities. So sa Title 4 naman, crimes against relative to of other prohibited drugs. Ito po yung crimes na yung repelled by the RA 9165 or the Comprehensive Dangerous Drug of 2002. So dito po sa crimes against relative to opium and other prohibited drugs, yung mga gumagamit po ng mga illegal drugs are liable in these crimes against relative on opium and other prohibited drugs. So sa Title 6 naman, crimes against public moral. Ito po yung these crimes, disorderly conduct, rioting, public intendency, vagrancy and loitering, gang activity, prostitution, and solicitations, obscenity, and cruelty to animals. And at includes po dito sa crimes against public moral, yung mga bigamy, pornography, illegal gambling, and illegal drug use. So sa Title 7 naman, crimes against public officer, sa crimes against public officer naman, may mga perceptions po dito. For example po, although the officer are principally public officer, there are crimes under this title, which are also be committed by private person by themselves as such, like the crimes in infidelity in the custody of a prisoner and malversations by a private person under Article 222. These are also be liable with this conspire with the public officer. So sinabi po sa crimes against public officer, yung mga officer po na nag-commit ng crime, like yung mga like sa frauds and illegal transactions of transactions, and then yung mga regulators by a public officer. So hindi lamang po yung yung kapag po nagawa ng krimen, kapag po nagawa ng crime ang isang officer, hindi lamang po yun. But there are some perceptions. Yun nga sa sinabi ko nga kanina, kapag yung private individual, kapag yung private person nag-commit ng crime, but the public officer tawag nito, siya yung nag-utos or siya yung nagbigay ng mga other accessories para magawa yung crime na yon. So sa crimes against person naman, these crimes is usually involved causing or attempted the caused body harm or a threat of bodily harm. These actions are taken without consent of the individual. The crimes is committed against or the victims. So sa crimes against person naman, include po dito yung under ng chapter 1, destructions of life, section 1, parricide, murder, homicide, and then sa section 2, infanticide and abortion, and then sa section 3, duel, sa chapter 2, physical injuries. So sa sa title 9 naman, dito sa crimes against personal liberty and security. So sa title 9, those are crimes against personal property. In the crimes commit serious illegal detention, kidnapping, slight illegal detention, and crimes against security, and those crimes are all involved conspiracy, treason, sedition, sabotage, and espionage. So include po dito sa rule number sa title 9, include po dito yung trespass to dwelling sa section 3, threat and coercion. So sa title 10 naman, title 10 ba? So sa title 10 naman, crimes against property. So sa crimes against property naman, it involves to taking property or money and does not include and threat and force or use of force against the victim. So sa crimes against property, include po dito, nakapalo po dito yung chapter 1, robbery in general. Chapter 2, brigandage, ano to? In chapter 3, yung theft and other are related against crimes against property. So sa crimes against chastity, ito po yung crimes na involve of adultery and concubinage. And then rape and act of lasciviousness. So sedition, corruption of minor, and white slave trade. Nakapalo po dito sa crimes against chastity. Then yung adduction, and then the provisions related to the preceding chapter of Title 11. So in Title 12, crimes against the civil status of person. So sa crimes against civil status of person, includes po dito yung simulation of birth and usurpation of civil status. And then the concept ang ito sa crimes against the civil status of person, this is crimes committed by any person which shall usurp the civil status of another. So dito, for example po, yung kapag po ikaw ay married na pero inano po yung civil status mo, na example ikaw pa single or for the act pretending to that another person, so that to enjoy the latter right, reputations, paternity, or conjugal rights, including his professions of public status. So yung nga, kapag pinaano mo sa ibang tao na ikaw single pero ikaw pala married, liable po siya under crimes against the civil status of person. So sa crimes against honor, these crimes amongst we find two criminal modalities: the crimes of slander and insult. So sa crimes against honor, may dalawang crimes po na modalities. So first is slander. Sa slander po, consists of the imputations of a crime to a person knowing that it is a false with reckless disregards for the truth. So sa insult naman, using action or impression that ensure the dignity of another persons, undermining their fame or undermining their own esteem, to be considered a crime. It must be considered serious. So yun po yung crimes against honor. And then number 14, quasi-offense. Sa quasi-offense, dito nakapaloob yung soul of the chapter. It is the criminal negligence. Under po ng quasi-offense yung Article 365, and then final provisions that final provision na under siya ng Article 366 and 367. So next is a civil case. Kung sinabi po natin civil case, ito po yung court of law that deals with the disagreement between the individual, people, or private companies rather than with a criminal liability. So yun lamang po, sir. So yun lamang po yung role, title 1 to 14, and then the civil case.
Ito ang dispute resolution, kanina to. Tapos ba to?
Hindi pa, sir. Akin ulit, sir.
Okay.
Dispute resolution. Dispute
Parang-
resolution.
Ilan ba kayo kada grupo? 5, tama ba?
Hindi, sir. Wala si Rosita, sir. Drop na kasi siya. Kaya ako ulit.
4. Sige.
Dispute resolution or dispute settlement is the process of resolving dispute between parties. There are the 8 methods. Next chapter po, sir. Number 1, lawsuit. Lawsuit is proceeding by a party or parties against another in the civil court of law. Lawsuit is the reference of the civil action brought in the court of law in which the plaintiff or the victim, a party who claims to claim incurred loss or result of the defendant's actions, demands a legal or equitable remedy. So sa lawsuit, most commonly, crimes against civil liability po to ng against a person which compensation lang po ang mga kinugusto po na isang victim. For example po ng mga civil cases po na andun ng lawsuit is example is physical injury, negligence, medical malpractice and fraud and others. Next is sa lawsuit po palang mas commonly ang nagre-result po dito ay mga lawyer lang po. Next is the arbitration. A form of alternative dispute resolution is a way to resolve disputes outside the courts. Sa arbitration, trying to solve any disputes or disagreements of a parties outside the courts. So, dito sa arbitration, kahit di na kayo mag-proceed sa court, possible na pa rin na masolve pa rin ng isang sigalot sa between parties. So, ang nagko-conduct mo ng arbitration, the one who conducting arbitration is called arbitrator po. And next is the collaborative law, also known as collaborative practice, divorce or family law. Is a legal process enabling couples who have decided to separate or end their marriage to work with the collaborative professionals. Sa collaborative law po, ang sinasolve po na dispute is between family feud. For example, divorce, wala pa tayong divorce, annulment dito po sa ating bansa against both couple. Kung gusto na po nilang maghiwalay, there are the proper process po with our law to be followed. So in collaborative law, lumalapit po sila sa trained lawyers o coaches and financial professionals po. And sa number 4, mediation. Mediation is a dynamic, structured, interactive process where an impartial third party assists disputing parties resolving conflict through the use of specialized communication and negotiation techniques. Sa mediation naman po, the person of it is the mediator. Sila po yung nagmamanage ng interaction ng between parties para ma-open yung communication. Sila rin yung nag-a-analyze ng anumang issues or mga relative norms ng disputes. And next is the conciliation. Conciliation is an alternative dispute process whereby the parties to a dispute use a conciliator. Conciliator, this is the person, tao po ito, gumagawa po ng conciliation. Conciliation meets the parties both separately and together in attempt to resolve their differences. So sa conciliation, the use of conciliation, sa conciliation po, nilow po nila yung tensions, lowering the tensions, improving the communications, interpreting the issues of the disputes, and encouraging parties of the agreement. Sa conciliation, parang nilo-lower po nila ang tension ng parties, ang init ng ulo. Kumbaga, para po ang low tension para po yung init ng ulo or mabawasan para iwas po ng pag grave offense na po para mangyayari. Para iwas po sa ganun. And next is the negotiation. A dialogue between two or more people or parties intended to reach beneficial outcome over the issues where a conflict exists with respect to at least one of these issues. So negotiation, most commonly nakikita natin ito pag may nangyayaring hostage taking. which the negotiators are trying to negotiate to other person. But the negative effect of it is the negotiator is taking the advantage of the another person. And next is the facilitator, a person who helps a group of people to work together, better understand their common objectives, and plan how to achieve these objectives during meetings or discussions. In facilitator, um, ang facilitator hindi sila yung nangingialam or nagbida-bidahan, but the facilitator remains neutral, meaning nasa position po siya ng gitna, nasa gitna na po siya ng between agreements which he is trying to assist the group in achieving solution in their disagreements. And next is the conflict avoidance, a method of reacting to conflict which attempts to avoid directly confronting the issue at hand. Wherein the conflict avoidance, sa conflict avoidance, he's trying to avoid some conflict of the parties which iniiba nila yung topic. Kumbaga, iniiba nila yung topic para yung disputes na nangyayari sa isang party ay mapalitan, or they are trying to buy time sa isang parties. Ang avoidance scenarios po nito ay possible na mangyari sa conflict avoidance po is win or lose, or for the both parties, or either both lose or possible na win-win po sa parties. Kaya po ginagawa ang conflict avoidance. Yun lamang po, sir.
Tapos na ba yun? Thank you na yung sunod yan.
Share ko na lang po ulit po niya, sir, yung sa Gmail po.
Sige, doon mo na lang share sa binigay kong email kasi para
Sige po,
para
sir.
makita.
Yung mga activity namin, sir, di naman nabura, sir, no? Video lang.
Activity.
Mga pinasa namin, sir, na activity, mga papel.
Hindi mo bura. Video lang.
Hindi na.
Makaparami kasi yun. Hindi ko pwede burahin yun kasi ipapasa sa campus yun. Yari-yariin ako doon. Mga video lang ang binura ko. Sobrang laki kasi. Umabot yata ng gig. Tama ba?
Yes,
Pag
sir.
magpapasa kayo ng
Malinaw
abot ng
kasi,
gig, guys. Pag-aabot ng gig, guys, nyo sa YouTube kasi para link lang. Kasi pag masyado malaki, nahirapan ako mag 15 ng capacity lang kasi ng 15 gig lang. Tapos kapag lumagpas na doon, may bayad na yung susunod. Hindi ko kasi ginamit yung email ng Cabso kasi hindi siya pwede sa local. Basta-basta eh. Wait lang.
Sir, yung kanina, sir, yung sa, sir, yung tinanong mo, sir, na kapag pupunta yung, i-escape yung nag-commit ng crime sa ibang bansa. Yung ba yung, sir, refugee? Hindi.
Refugee? No,
Hindi, sir.
hindi siya refugee. Hindi refugee yun, guys. Yung sinasabi ko kanina, ang tanong ko kung ang isang may kaso dito sa Pilipinas tapos pumunta siya sa Japan, paano siya mababalik dito sa Pilipinas? Ano ba yung tinatawag nating kasunduan between parties? Merong specific yun, guys. It's all about treaty. Sumadilya. Dapat may treaty. Kumbaga, kapag merong kaso, kunyari, ikaw, may kaso ka dito sa Pilipinas, you flight in Japan para magtago dun. Ngayon, we have a treaty na tinatawag. Treaty lang yung naalala ko, pero may buong yun. Extra judicial treaty ba yun? O extra, i-search nyo, guys, pero it's all about treaty. Kapag ikaw ay nahuli sa Japan, it's ang pwedeng ibigay sa iyo dyan, guys, is deportation. Ibabalik ka dito sa ating Pilipinas upang ikaw ay tuluyang makasuhan dito sa ating bansa. Pero meron ding ibang bansa, guys, so wala tayong treaty. No? Like other country, kapag ang Pilipino ay gumawa ng crime dito sa Pilipinas, tapos pumunta siya dun sa wala tayong treaty, thank you na yun guys, no? Hindi mo siya makahabol basta-basta dun. Kasi walang kasunduan between the parties. Okay? Naalam ko na sana yan sa criminal law. Law 1 o Book 2. O jurisprudence ba yan? Procedure. Ano pa yata kayo sa procedure? Tama ba? Tama ba guys? Open cam nga ng iba. You need to print screen for our records.
Ano ata, sir? Treaty of extradition.
Extradition treaty. Wait. Continue dito. Please open cam ng iba. You need to screenshot and pass to our head and cream. Open cam ng iba, tulog pa ba yan? Ay, naku, bangon muna kayo, bangon. Kulang na yata kayo sa exercise guys eh. Ang gusto nyo, sabay-sabay muna tayo mag-exercise para mabuhayan ang dugo nyo. Sumadilla, Cabahog, Ponteveros. Okay, sige. A little announcement for our midterm examination. CRIM 6 and CDN 5. Sa CRIM 6 guys, sa dami ng binigay kong pieces doon, sa dami ng tanong doon, kukuha ko ng mga 50 o 60 doon. Please review it. Andun naman yan. Sigurado naman, nakikita niyo pa yung mga ano nyo. And also sa CDN 5 naman, the TOS natin, o Table of Specification regarding our midterm examination, will be multiple choice, 50 items or 60 items, multiple choice, and other is enumeration, identification, either way. Okay? Doon naman sa CRIM 6 guys, mayroong mga tanong na medyo mahirap, no? Kaya may future to have analyzation in my question. This is constructed by other professor, but also I constructed myself kung paano gumawa ng question, no? Si Jura, pag sa academe, kailangan kasi talagang marunong ka rin gumawa ng Q&A na tinatawag natin. So first year, tapos na rin ako dun eh. Second year also. Third year na lang, wala pala akong midterm. Tapusin ko muna to, no? Ang dami kasi pinapagawa sa school din. And also, if we have some question, accommodate now. Midterm, di ko na accommodate yan guys. Tanong lang kayo ngayon. Pag nagsimula tayo ng midterm guys, ako na lang magsasalita dun, wala na pong tanungan. PowerPoint presentation ng our midterm examination. Please ready paper and ballpen, pencil, kahit ano. Kahit anong klaseng papel. Kahit ilagay mo sa lapida yan, walang problema. Basta makikita ko at makikita ko yung mga sagot ninyo. No? Sabay-sabay yung 3-1, 3-2, and 3-3. PowerPoint presentation. This will para maiwasan kasi yung mga ano. Pagkatapos po ay i-attach sa ating Google Classroom kung saan maglalagay ako ng midterm examination. Attach it 5 minutes after our examination. And attach it in Messenger. 3 minutes lang pala para to avoid any pagbabago, no? Any changes of answering question. And para mahiya po yung mga hindi makakapag-exam during our midterm. Bago sila makapag-exam sa akin, igawa muna sila ng letter, no? Kasi during our time, may bayad ng midterm. Maswerte nga kayo, wala nang bayad yan. Promissory note pa kami bago kami makapag-midterm. No? Kaya make it sure sa may mga trabaho dito guys, no? I cannot accommodate you kung kayo ay magre-reason out sa akin na may trabaho kayo. Magkaiba po ang work, magkaiba rin po ang working student. Kapag nagtatrabaho kayo ng 8 to 5, you are working. No? Kasi ang working student, they balance. Alam nila yung time management na tinatawag. Alam nila kung saan, kailan sila papasok. Alam nila yung subject matter nila. Di ba? And always remember, 30% of your overall grade will be in midterm examination. Okay, malaki ang hatak ng midterm tsaka finals, guys. Diyan kayo magkakaalaman. Medyo mahirap, guys. Medyo mahirap yung exam. Kaya make it sure to understand well. Eh, lalo na kapag ito ay on the spot, no? Medyo nakakalito yan. Every question, you have 60 seconds to answer it. 1 minute per question. Depende kung mahaba ang tanong, pwedeng habaan. Kapag
Sir,
pino-word
pwede
mo na,
magtanong, sir, sa activity. May nakita kasi sir sa activity 26. Report rin ba yun, sir? Video kasi yun eh. Report
Ano yan?
rin ba yun? Sa activity 26. May nakita kasi ako, sir eh.
check ko na lang. Activity 26. Huwag po.
Yes, sir. Video presentation din kasi.
Ano yan? Cream 6, si DN5. Dalawa kasi yan.
26, sir.
Oh, sige. Double check ko na. Sa midterm, wala na bang tanong, guys? So, already 8:01. Wala na kayong tanong. Kung wala kayong tanong, guys, hindi na ako mag-accommodate ng tanong sa on-the-spot midterm natin. Mamaya, pwede nyo yung tanong sa CDN5. Tama, 11 pa yung klase natin CDN5, no? Meron ba? O wala? Hello?
Meron, sir.
Meron, sir.
Sige, mamaya nyo na lang tanongin kasi may susunod pa akong klase. I hope you understand well the reporting of the group 1. And always remember kung sino pinakamagandang report na kung sino pinaka-highest, I give a +10 or +20 in final examination. Kung sino po yung pinakamagandang reporting sa atin. Malaking tulong yan para sa inyo. Okay, yun lang. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Magkita-kita tayo mamaya sa CDN5. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.